So the big question is this: how do small businesses like yours, who feel like you're doing all the right things and going to all the right events, reach the federal buyer in a way that helps you win more contracts? That is the question, and this is the place to get your answers. My name is Neil McDonnell. Welcome to the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. Okay, let's get started. I'm excited today to bring you another tip related to LinkedIn. So today I want to talk about how you can take advantage of LinkedIn in part of your business development and capture activities, whether you're trying to find people's names to follow up on. I like to call them influencers when you're really just trying to follow them because they put out good content, which might teach you more about your primary agency. So today we're going to pop over to the inside of LinkedIn. We've got Hanscom's Air Force Base. And this one's good because it's an important part of the Air Force. So primary agency might be Air Force. This Air Force Base has a lot of the spending going on. There's like 3 or 4 that are the main spends, especially on the IT side of the house. So anyways, I want to point out a couple of things. The way I came across this page was by looking at somebody who had looked at my content. I put content out. This woman from this base, she's a government employee. She looked at my stuff, gave it a thumbs up. And when I looked at her profile, I saw she was from here and that she had shared a post. I think she shared one of these posts, and I'll come back and talk about it in a minute. But I think she, liked one of these posts, which I saw on her feed. And I went, oh, let me go take a look at that, that group. And so I immediately came off of her page right onto this page. And this is important for you to just understand. I wasn't following this before. So I clicked on this button for follow and it changed to following. And so I'm there. And now inside of this page, there's a lot of good stuff. I'm just going to briefly tell you about it. First thing is you can sit there and click on, see all the employees that are out there. So I just right clicked on that so I could open it up here in a new area. And you can see right away, LinkedIn has filtered it. So it's showing people at this Air Force base. So right from the top, I got an acquisition program manager out there who's in LinkedIn. Now, if you don't remember your LinkedIn etiquette, make sure you pay attention to that. Do not connect with these people right away. Begin to build a connection. I don't want to go too far into that, but the whole point of LinkedIn from my perspective is you want to find somebody like Kelly, or Lisa's the next one, who's also in, she's in AWACS, but Deputy Branch Chief. Let me just pull up Kelly as an example. And okay, Digital Directorate. I'm hoping he's at the Air Force Base, but here's Paul. And I'll just pull up one more just in case I need another one. And here's a Senior Cybersecurity Director. And that one looks like a good one. Okay, my point is when you come find somebody like Kelly here, I scroll down and right away I can tell she's not worth following. She personally might be worth following, but in LinkedIn, she's not worth following. She's got only 11 followers, so she's clearly not active on LinkedIn. It's more like it's just here. And last time she did anything was a year ago. So I just bypassed this person on LinkedIn. I might take a note though and notice that she's an acquisition side of the house, and I can follow up. I'm not totally sure about her role, but an acquisition manager, typically they're the ones who shepherd an opportunity from when the government program office is thinking about getting a requirement, let it out to the industry and getting proposals, et cetera. Their job is to help move it inside the government doors. When it goes outside, then it's the contracting officer is really the owner of that. So I might write down her name and go look on the internet and see if I can find her anywhere else. Otherwise, I'll just bypass it. Here's Paul. So first thing I'm gonna look for is, he attracted me by Digital Directorate. So I'm gonna go down here and see if he's still there. He is, he's been there. So he's been in there a while. So Air Force. It's all perfect. So then same thing with Paul though. I look here and he's really got not much activity. Part of the fun part, and let me just go to posts and articles. That's where I really look, and I don't see much in there. I just look at them and I move forward. And I'm moving really fast, so you can pause this and come back. But one of the other things I do is I come down here and look in interest to just see if there's anything that I might be interested in. So here's U.S. Pacific Command. I might decide to follow them. If you've watched other videos, you know that I'm not interested in pursuing them. They tend to be more in the field at the moment. And then let me pull up this last person, Daryl. So cyber side, right? Again, not many folks in there. This is the second out of 3 people who worked in the Army with, um, same as me. So that's how we have these different connections. Um, okay, so scrolling on down, he's there since 2020, came out of Cyber Command, which is awesome. So this person's got a lot of activity, but again, so on a LinkedIn side, these 3 people are pretty much not happening. He's got a couple of post activities he does, but he doesn't put any activity out there really. Um, okay, so I'm going to quickly go away from that. But these people's names, if I really want to get into that base, then I would be able to track them down. So let me get rid of that. And that came from looking at the people. Right here, we see 78 employees. That's why I did that. Let me see if there's folks in there. I would personally go through all 78. It'd take me an hour maybe, but an hour to begin to open up new contacts at an Air Force base is nothing. So coming down, the next thing I do, I don't pay attention to this homepage. I go straight into the post to see what here. And my first tip on this is make sure you come over here where it says sort by and change this from top to recent. And really, because what you're trying to do is see what recently has been posted out there. Here I can look at this. This is great. Platform 1 is relevant. They're talking about DevSecOps. So I definitely would be following this, seeing what these guys are talking about. I think this is just a picture, not a click through. It is. But at least now I have some things to track on, right? They said there's this NH21 presentation. And actually, let me click on that. So here, not a lot of people tracking on it, not a lot of activity. What I'm looking for is, did anybody post the slides? And I don't see them. But if I was, not if I was, I'm going to do this myself later on, but I'm going to go search for this NH 2021 event and see if I can find the slide deck or a video or something. And now I get to see what General Schmidt has talked about. And then this is a perfect place once you learn that to begin to engage. So, and then just a couple of more. I'm coming down. That's a retired one, but I can see here, this is about China. It's a little farther than I'm interested at the moment. What I'm trying to look for is, first off, I can see 5 days. These people are putting content out. Well, I was about to say pretty often, but then I saw it went from 5 days to a month. So hold on, let me just see it's it switched back to top. And I hate that. What I want is recent. Top is like how well they're rating, but I don't care what other people are ranking it at. I want to see the content I want to see. So I'm going to scroll down here. Here they're talking about a partnership. Don't really care about that. This is a memorial type post. Here's a good one where it's just pointing out, what's going on in the Air Force, but it's not at this Air Force base. So this one is a great one for me. Just really quickly, it's talking about the Air Force is the only one to develop something in cybersecurity, so I want to be able to check on that. Anyways, you can see the same thing as you keep cruising down. You'll see a lot of content, and they post a lot. It looks like they're posting several times a week, and so I really commend them for trying to get the information out. And the part I'm really looking for is the part that reflects this Air Force base, not generally the Air Force or defense. So here's another one where it's Hanscom's PEOs that are out there, et cetera. Anyways, let me come back. I'm going to come back up here. So you're scrolling across the top here. You got posts. There's jobs. People I already showed you. So if you click on people, it's similar to what we did here, except for now they're showing you a little breakdown, show you some of the top people. Because I have Sales Navigator, I can click in here and quickly see the 6 people who are at the decision level. You can read that yourself. And then insights and videos. Sometimes these are populated, but rarely. You can see the activity that's going up. This is just interesting stuff to look at. If Hanscom, and it's funny, I just feel like I'm butchering their name tonight, but if this Air Force base is your target, then you want to begin to understand this. What's the breakdown? Here's just kind of showing some of the hires, et cetera. And then the last thing is if anybody's posting videos out there, which they're not. It's a good thing. Okay, so that was the main part of their page. One other thing that I like is right over here, it says pages people also viewed. And this was really cool. I had the Air Force, obviously I was following, but these other 2 I was not following. So I clicked on following, and so now I'll track. LinkedIn will throw into my feed updates from these folks. If I want, I can go back and look at them. And remember, if you're doing business development, Especially, the bigger the company goes, the less agencies you focus on. So when you're really small, you're focused on um, you tend to focus on too many, unfortunately. But if you were focusing on the Air Force, which I would hope, then what you want to do is follow some of these, because you begin to see this pattern of information you learn. And it also gives you a chance to find people who are out there. And I'll show you that in 1 second. So if I click on similar pages, though, now I get to see other areas that maybe I'm not tracking. So here's the research laboratory. I don't really care about them. And I just, when I say I don't care, I just mean I'm not interested in the stuff that they're probably putting out. But DoD Platform One, I absolutely am. So I'm going to follow that. This one I'll ignore. And then I thought there was another one. Here's the Air Force Base itself, which is interesting. So that's insurance. That's not actually them. And then here's United States Space Force. Everybody wants to follow the Space Force. Let's go ahead and click on it. And that's what you want to do. Take advantage of this. People also viewed in here. One of the other things I wanted to show you just really quick. Right here, you see, here he's talking about Platform One. You can do a little bit of your own research, competitive research or just teaming research. Right here are the count 51 of who liked this. If you click on it, now you're able to see, like you can see, I've got a fair amount in the beginning of number one connections. But as I start coming down, I can also see other people. So here's the Deputy Assistant of the Air Force for Acquisition on the contracting side. That's interesting. But what I'm looking for is some others. Here's a portfolio manager at the NRO, Army Veteran, Chief of Staff. This one here, well, she's Chief of Staff at the Office of the Chief Software Officer, but she and her boss are probably really worth following if you're in the IT side. This one looks interesting on the Principal Technologist. I'm just trying to find some that might pop out that'd be a great example, like here. So I'm saying that I'm in the IT world, and this person is the director of the Air Force Digital Services. By coming through a post that was on this page, remember that's what this video is about, is about that page and how you can get value out of it. By coming down, now I see this person, Tracy, who I'm assuming is a pilot, since she's got Java in there. Oh, that's funny. I wonder if that's just all technology. Maybe not a pilot. Anyways, but I can come down and now I can begin to follow her and see if she's a good connection. And I don't want to go too far onto this either, but I can click onto her posts. What I'm really looking for is what is she putting out there? So that's a job post. This is some other stuff. Great opportunity. Looks like she's resharing a lot. Countering cyber sabotage. That one looks interesting. Here's a project for the hack. So a lot of these things are not totally what I would find valuable. We're looking out for some of the hardest problems, software factory. So this one from the Army's Future Command, that would be attractive to me and I can follow through. And just to pull this thread all the way together, Tracy came from this post right here, which was on this page, which came from another person an hour ago, just gave me a thumbs up. Right. So if you're out there on LinkedIn and you're not putting content, you can try to find these pages and do it. Or if you generate your own content, you might find people coming to you that give you ideas of who to talk to. So that was a long way around what the value or how you can get value out of a page. But I hope you go check out some of these pages and don't follow all of them. It just gets overwhelming. Make sure you're only really following the pages that are related to your target market. In this particular case, a primary agency like the Air Force. If you found this content valuable, I know others will too, please give it a thumbs up so they can find it. And actually, if you're not doing it, hit subscribe on YouTube. It's just fun to occasionally see people get in there and comment. It helps me understand the value of the content we're providing to you and get ideas from you about what you'd like to see in the future. If you'd like to connect with me personally, definitely do so on LinkedIn. We've got a LinkedIn page there as well. Just to plug the page a little bit along with that Air Force page, follow us. And then we often do free training webinars and interview federal buyers, putting it all out here on this website. So come register at govconchamber.com to sign up for the email list and be notified about these opportunities. Finally, please consider becoming a sustaining member of the GovCon Chamber of Commerce. Help us keep bringing you great content like this for $1 a day. I'm Neil McDonnell, wishing you great success.